was about 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and I was walking through this forest, these big woods. And I was looking at this old tree, and this tree was like twisted and all gnarled and old and different looking from all the other trees. So I was staring at it for quite some time. I just couldn't believe what I was seeing. This translucent, massive creature just jumped down from the tree.
This is the Cryptic Creatures Podcast. I am Brian, and with me, as always, is my co-host Todd. What's up, buddy?
Hey, what's happening? We got a cool show tonight. We got a guest coming across the pond there in the UK.
Yeah, right on, man. I'm excited about this one.
Going to bring Lydia on and hear about her encounter and what she saw over there. I think it was a strange kind of way that this creature presented itself to her, so we're going to find out what's going on.
Yeah, let's find out.
All right, let's bring her on. Here we go.
Yep, let's get her.
Hello.
Morning.
Hello.
How are you?
Or afternoon, I guess. I don't. What time is it there?
Yeah, afternoon.
Right, you're in the United Kingdom, correct?
Yeah, I'm in Nottingham, in Arnold, United Kingdom.
Well, thanks for taking the time to speak with us today, Lydia.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, no problem.
Good to have you.
Coming over all the way from across the pond there in United Kingdom. What's the weather like over there today?
It's quite warm, breezy, but it's nice. It was raining the other day, so it's all right today. Yeah, not too hot, not too cold, just right, really.
Good.
Yeah.
Well, we had seen something that you had posted maybe on social media, or we'd been talking back and forth on social media. I don't really recall exactly how it happened, but you had an encounter over there. Is that correct?
I did, yeah. It was the 18th of October, 2018, and I travelled up to Bradford just to go and visit the area, and it was about 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and I was walking through this forest, these big woods. Basically, I just stopped, sit down, and smoke a cigarette. And I was looking at this old tree, and this tree was like twisted and all gnarled and old and different looking from all the other trees. So I was staring at it for quite some time, and then all of a sudden, I just couldn't believe what I was seeing. This translucent, but you could see the outline of it. This massive creature just jumped down from the tree, and I'd say I was about 15 to 20 feet away, not far, and it looked like about 8 to 10 feet tall, very muscular. But invisible. You could see the trees through it. Just jumped down and started walking away. And I was thinking, what on earth am I seeing? You know, I've never seen anything like this before. It was just absolutely, my heart skipped a beat. I just couldn't believe it. And it just walked off into the distance and then disappeared. And I had to take a step back for a while and just gather my thoughts to what I'd just seen. And I quickly got out of the area. And then basically later on that day, I was talking to some people in the local area, and they said to not go up to those woods because it's dangerous. But I didn't mention what I'd seen because I didn't know what kind of reaction I'd get. And I've never been back since because of what I saw. It was absolutely, I just could not believe what I'd seen. But I know a lot about cryptology, and subjects to do with that. And I believe what I saw was an interdimensional being, or a Bigfoot type creature. And I do believe they have the ability to cloak themselves now. From what I've seen, I'm a true believer. It really, really, it will stay with me forever. It's changed my life, what I saw. So.
Wow. Did they go into any more detail about why you shouldn't go into those woods?
They just said they're dangerous. All they said was don't go there at night. It's dangerous. And it made me think, well, have other people seen something like this up there? But they never mentioned anything like that. And I just carried on with my business, and just left it at that, because I was in shock. I still am, and this was back in 2018. I still am in shock over what I saw. And I've heard on Reddit, I don't know if you know about Reddit, other people seeing entities like this, and also it made a grunting sound, like a whoa, 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 as it was walking off. And it was really, really muscular. It was massive. I've never seen anything so big in my life. It was massive. Yeah.
So just based on what you had read before, what you heard before with this cloaking thing, you pretty much automatically knew this was a Bigfoot that was in front of you.
Yeah, from the shape and the size it was definitely a Bigfoot type creature. I watch all the programs about these types of creatures, and I've read books about Missing 411. I don't know if you've heard of Missing 411.
Oh, yeah.
And I've had other experiences in my life of seeing strange things as well. I don't know whether we've got time to broadcast that, or whether it would be another time. But this was definitely the most breathtaking experience. I feel scared, but I feel privileged that I've seen it, if you know what I mean.
Right.
That I've been able to be given that chance to see it. But I've only spoken to you and my son about, my eldest son, about it, because I don't want to be ridiculed, but I know there's other believers. I know there's other believers out there, and from what these people said in the ward, when I spoke to them, they said don't go up there. It did make me think, why were they saying don't go up there? I know there can be strangers or other dangers up there, but it just blew my mind. Absolutely blew my mind.
Were you in a park, a wilderness area, or where exactly?
A forest, yeah, on the outskirts of Bradford.
15, 20 feet away. Is that what you said? How close you were to this tree?
Yeah.
Wow. And
it was like looking down into a dip. I was at the top, and it was an old tree in a dip of a wood, like a valley. And then it just walked off, and then it just disappeared. Just completely vanished, like it had gone into another dimension or something. And that's what made me think, are these interdimensional beings that can just go and come from one plane to another as and when at will? Because there's been times where other people have described seeing creatures like this, and there's UFOs or UAPs around, whether they could be some type of extraterrestrial, but I'm not too sure. I really don't know that, but it's just blew my mind what I saw. It completely has.
Well, that would explain, because we've heard, you do have cryptids over there, but they're it's not like you have the space that we have over here.
No.
So that would explain why more people don't. There
are some pretty big woods though, forests in the UK. Rendlesham is one of them. Epping.
We've heard of Rendlesham.
We've heard of Rendlesham, yeah. And it was very quiet. There was nobody around when I saw it. And looking back, I do think I took a bit of a risk going out there on my own. But I'm quite a thrill seeker and adventurer. I like hiking, I like walking, I like nature, And then I really did think this is a new kind of nature thing that I'm seeing. It was really... I just can't get over to you how much it's changed my life. It stays. I still dream about it now. What I saw.
When you were sitting there having your cigarette, did you feel uneasy? Did you feel like something was watching you? Did you have that feeling at all?
Yeah, I did. I felt uneasy. Just thinking how out in the open I am, with nobody around, and there was something about this tree. It was almost as if it could see me looking at it, as if it, even though it was translucent, it was as though it knew I was looking at it. And then it just jumped down. The branch was probably 5-6 feet off the ground. A big, heavy branch of this old tree, twisted tree. And then it just jumped down, but it didn't. And I kept thinking, is it going to come towards me? But it didn't. It walked off in the other direction. And that's when I decided to make a U-turn and get back out of there, Yeah, I
don't blame you.
So,
yeah.
But I was really, really, like I said before, I was really privileged to have seen something like that. But I'm so glad that I'm safe and that I'm still here, because the size of this thing, if it would have got hold of me, I wouldn't be here now. Whatever it was massive. Absolutely. The shoulders on it it would make Mike Tyson look like a child. It was absolutely humongous.
Obviously didn't find you much of a threat, or
no. Hope
that's good.
Obviously not. So yeah,
you probably disturbed him with your cigarette smoke or something, and he probably got mad and took off. That's why he took off.
It might have been because I was in his territory, or looking in well, I don't know if he or she, but its direction. It could have just not liked the fact that I've been there and looking at it straight away. I could see something, but then it just moved. But the trees, you could see the trees through it, but an outline. It was like almost a Predator effect. Have you ever seen the film Predator?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was a Predator effect. It was really like that. So
it's kind of funny with that movie. You wonder how they came up with that idea of cloaking this creature, but now you kind of wonder if, maybe people have seen this for a long time, seen something like that, like you saw. We have talked so many times about these things where we think that maybe something with their hair, there's a lucency to their hair, where they can reflect what's around them in a mirror image and kind of reflect back, and maybe that's what it is. But we have no clue really how they're doing it.
It's all theory.
But
yeah,
it's just amazing that you talk about interdimensional and this and that. Who knows what's going on out there, and who knows what these things are? But you saw something, and you probably felt it hit the ground when it jumped out of the tree, I'm guessing too.
This episode is made possible by PwC. AI is here, and opportunity is everywhere. But while others only bring tech, PwC brings results. AI that sees what others don't. AI that scales responsibly and strategically. AI that goes from blueprint to breakthrough. AI that delivers. AI from PwC. Are you in?
Yeah. Yeah, it could be like, like octopuses can change colour and chameleons.
Yeah, we talked about that too.
It could be using something like that to change the frequency of their it's hard to describe, but it must be something similar to that.
Brian and I were talking, I think just last week, about, if it's something you're familiar with, like an octopus, who can change colors and adapt to what it's around and stay hidden,
right,
and camouflage itself, or a chameleon, that's normal to us because we've grown up with it, we've known it in our lives. But if we were told that now today and had no clue about that, we'd be like, what? You're kidding me. There's an animal that can do this? So it's just something that we're not aware of that can have these properties that does what it does. You kind of have to look at it that way so it doesn't drive you crazy, I guess. But
yeah, but for quite a while after seeing it, I was quite anxious about going out, because I've also read a story about a man seeing one in the city. He was sat at a train station and saw something similar to what I'm describing. I'm okay now, but I was quite anxious for a while, thinking, are they everywhere? It was quite bad, but at the same time, it intrigued me. It was one of the brilliantest experiences I've ever had of seeing something as amazing as this, and I'm just really honoured to be able to talk to you about it. I really am. I've been waiting for a long time to talk to you.
Well, good.
Yeah, we appreciate you coming on and talking and hearing your story. Yeah, absolutely. Did you notice any kind of smell when you were around this thing, or?
No smell. Probably because I was too far, quite far away.
Have you been back to that area since this happened?
No, I don't think I want to, just in case.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
Yeah.
So you've never told your friends about this, huh?
No, only my oldest son, and my oldest son believes me. And that's it, really. I'm just quite reluctant to speak about it,
Oh, yeah, I don't blame you.
Yeah. I want to because there's been a few experiences. I've had paranormal experiences in my life as well, and I think it's just attracted to me, to be honest. But
yeah,
this was definitely one of a kind. Without a doubt.
Why don't you tell us about your other paranormal experiences you had?
Well, basically, when I was about 8 years old, I was living with my mum and my stepdad and my sister, and this like image, it almost looked like a coffee stain on the ceiling appeared, and it was in the shape of like Christ, like Jesus. And we didn't know what to think about it at the time, but from then on, over the coming months, more and more started happening. Mirrors breaking, the oven door broke when my mum opened it, then me and my sister were in the garage, and we put a candle on, and we put a cup over the candle just halfway, and the same image that appeared on the ceiling appeared inside the glass. and so we moved out of that house pretty quickly, but wherever we moved for a few years, these things kept happening. We kept hearing one house we lived in after this last house where that happened. We kept hearing thumping noises coming from the attic, scratching on the walls, all things like that. And it was going on for 8 hours. I was scared to go up to my bedroom to go to sleep. The first house I lived in when I was a child, every Sunday past my bedroom window, I never saw it, but my mum and dad did. A ghost used to appear and walk past about 3 o'clock every Sunday. And apparently my mum and dad told me that it was my mum's dad, and they think he'd shown up as a warning them about something. And we lived there till I was 5. Also, I don't know what it was. I think it was some kind of UFO. I've seen it. It was years ago now. I was in the garden, but I went in the garden about 7:30 in the morning, and I saw this swirling, like number 6, like a misty, smoky kind of effect, vapor flying in the sky. And I wanted to go and get my phone to video it, but I thought by the time I go in the kitchen and come back, it will be gone. And it just floated over my house, over the roof. That was I've never seen anything like that either. It was so strange. And it was in a number 6, like a smoky kind of texture. And I have seen also on other programs, paranormal programs, that people have seen like smoke rings in the sky. And this is what I saw, but it was in the shape of a number 6, and number 6 can have like a significant meaning. I don't know what that was all about, but I'll never forget that as well. Yeah, just strange. You know, we've also had paranormal things going on in the house I'm in now. It's stopped now, and I did actually speak to a psychic about it, and they said it's something to do with my eldest son's bedroom. He said he felt he was being touched on his foot, and I had that same experience as well, and pulled in his bedroom, and we've had like banging noises coming from the attic, inside the walls, toys going off on their own, loads of strange things. But it's calmed down now, and I did actually go and seek help about that. But it's gone. Whatever it was, it's gone now. So,
wow.
You definitely seem to be what we call a sensitive person. And when we say that, we mean sensitive to being around, bringing on entities, paranormal things, attracted to you more than regular people, so to speak, I guess. Those experiences. When did you start thinking, when did you start believing in like Bigfoot and stuff like that? How old were you when you thought they were real?
I've been intrigued by all this type of stuff since I was about 13. In ghosts and paranormal. It just intrigues me to know. I know, you know, that there must be more than us out there, that we can't be alone. There must be other forms of life, however big or small or different. I don't believe that we're the only ones in the universe. And I've always asked myself, you know, and I did meet Patrick Moore. I don't know if you've heard of Patrick Moore. I think he's died now. And I asked him, if the universe is expanding, what is the universe expanding into? But he didn't have an answer for that. And basically, it's so vast that how could we possibly be alone? But the two thoughts are both equally scary. Being alone or not being alone is has the same significance and impact, as each other. That's what I think. But from what I've experienced in my life, I really, it's made me a true believer. I know if you've never experienced anything like it, a skeptic would say, you're this, you're that, you're the other. No, but until you've seen it, you can't judge people until you know what they've experienced, and they can only know if they've experienced it themselves.
Yeah.
Right.
So do you go out anywhere else these days? Do you still go hiking after this happened? Do you still get out maybe searching for these creatures? I don't know.
Not, I haven't done for a while, but I want to. I mean, I'm really, really interested in, if I can afford it one day, in coming over to America, because there's all the national parks there, and I'm really interested in doing that, but obviously be safe at the same time. But I haven't really been venturing out in woods as much as I was doing back then because of what I saw. It did frighten me, but at the same time it intrigued me.
Yeah, here in the United States, we have what I call 2 or 3 different types of woods. We have our woods in Michigan, our flatland woods, and then we have our Pacific Northwest woods, which have ferns and overgrowth on them. Our woods here in the flatlands are more just kind of trees and leaves and whatnot. What are your woods like over there?
Basically the same. Probably not as big, but you can get woods here that forests that go on for miles. You could walk into them, and if you haven't got the proper equipment, you could easily get lost. So yeah. I mean, there's the Lake District as well, and Scotland, the Highlands. They all have massive areas, that not many people go to. So unless you're an avid hiker,
right.
or rambler as they call them over here.
Rambler, okay. I
like that.
So you ever thought about maybe taking your son with you and going out, so you're not alone?
Yeah, he'd like to, because he's into it all. He is. So he'll be 18 in February, so he's old enough to go now. And he said when he's 25, we're going to go to New Mexico and hire an RV and travel around New Mexico, because there's quite a few places there that I'd like to, Area 51.
Oh yeah.
We're really, really into it. We're not fanatical, but we're into it. Really.
Oh yeah. So
really amazes us, and either New Mexico or New England because of the forests again.
Yeah, there's a lot of supposed alien abductions going on in that area, New Mexico and Area 51 and all that stuff. I would definitely like to check it out, but I'd be a little bit cautious myself, just because I'm just weird with that kind of stuff. But yeah, I mean, it's a cool place to go. If you ever get over here, make sure you get up into Oregon too, and more the Pacific Northwest.
Yeah,
but I would think, Lydia, that someone like you who've had quite a few things going on and seem to be attracting these things, if you get out there again with your son, hopefully, you might actually see one.
You might see something.
Not cloaked, You have a better chance, it sounds like, than anybody else.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I have 3 sons. I have a 17-year-old, a 10-year-old, and a 5-year-old.
So you're busy.
I'm busy, yeah. Busy. Bit too busy sometimes.
Sometimes, yeah.
Yeah.
people think about the United Kingdom, or I do, and say, it's not huge a landmass, but it's big enough. But I was looking on the map as we were talking about where Bradford was and trying to look where maybe some wilderness was. You guys have the wilderness there, but it doesn't look like you would assume where a Bigfoot would be. But then I think about the sightings that we've had around our area, which is very similar landscape, I guess, as far as woods go. And we've had them around here. So it doesn't matter if you're in 100,000 square miles of dense forest or, like you said, people have seen them walking around close to town, possibly.
Yeah. This man, he described seeing one at a train station. And he got the hell out of there, and it was it was on Reddit. I don't know whether you've heard Reddit.
Yeah, we'll check it out. We'll look it up and see.
Yeah,
we have a Reddit.
Very, very similar to what I'm describing. And then also another woman in Scotland. She was out hunting rabbits, and she saw something similar to what I've described as well. And it just made me think. I knew I wasn't the only one, but it made me have some kind of validation for what I'm talking about.
Right.
That I'm not the only one. I'm not losing my mind as such. It was.
Yeah.
Just,
that's part of why we do this podcast, is to get people's stories out there, and hopefully somebody's listening has heard or had the same kind of encounter, and they come forward too.
Yeah, because if they are interdimensional beings, they can go anywhere they want to go to, can't they? No matter how big or small the country is, or like this man said, he's seen one in the city. I've seen one in the forest over here. They could just be anywhere, but we can't see them.
This episode is made possible by PwC. AI is here, and opportunity is everywhere. But while others only bring tech, PwC brings results. AI that sees what others don't. AI that scales responsibly and strategically. AI that goes from blueprint to breakthrough. AI that delivers. AI from PwC. Are you in?
And it makes me think that maybe they aren't a threat. Maybe they see humans as more of a threat than they possibly could be to us. Yeah. So
I hope so.
They could
that's what they're doing.
They could be quite elusive and secretive and want to be left alone, really.
Yeah.
Well, it makes sense. If that's why they haven't been discovered yet. It totally makes sense if they have that capability to basically become invisible, so to speak, or like I said, like chameleons or octopus, whatever they do, what they do to blend in. It makes total sense. It's just a different way of doing it, for these creatures.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's just a really weird concept to think about. Like I said, when we're not used to something or it doesn't fall in our parameter, we don't want to accept it,
Right. Yeah, that's what I've been saying. People just don't want to know,
Yeah, I'm the opposite, you see. I like things that are different and otherworldly.
So do we.
Yeah.
I do too, because I'll tell you why. Because this world is not what people think it is. And what a lot of people believe and think, either religiously or culturally, I don't think it's really what people are deriving it to be. And I don't think the answers that people have come up with in this world of how we got here and why we're here is correct. And I don't think anybody really knows. And unfortunately, I don't know if we can figure it out. That's what drives me the most nuts, is because I really want to know. But I don't know that we actually have the capability to know until one day it happens, whatever that might be.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. I can relate to what you're saying. Yeah. I can relate to what you're saying completely.
Yeah. Well, Lydia, we appreciate you talking to us and taking the time. I know it's taken us a while to get together, but we finally made it happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah, God.
So,
Yeah, thank you. I hope you're able to take something from what I've spoke about and, do some more research and podcasts. And
we sure will.
Yeah, it's really been good talking to you.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, you too.
I'm just really glad that you believe me, and it's nice to speak to people that have a mutual interest in this kind of thing.
It is.
Yeah, we appreciate you doing it, and
well, that's what we're trying to build here, a community where people can come and talk, and no judgments, no.
Yeah.
Well, and the thing that we like about your encounter too is, we've talked to quite a few people that had Bigfoot and other encounters and seen these things, but yours is unique because you saw something, but you saw something in a different form, trying to hide itself.
Right. Not
very well. You obviously saw it, but it's just crazy how this stuff happens and what goes on in this world. So.
Yeah.
Sure.
It was like when you see, when you blow a bubble, and it had almost like a mirror bubble effect to it, but the outline, it was definitely doing a good job of cloaking itself, but not 100% where it was completely invisible. You could still see, like the predator effect. Like I said, it was like that. Shocking, but amazing at the same time.
Right.
Well, we thank you again for talking to us, Lydia, and you keep your eyes open if you're out there again. Let us know if
you get out there again. Let us know.
We'll do. How can I get in touch with you if I do?
Oh, you got us on Messenger or email?
You got us on Messenger. We got our email.
Creatures.co.
Yep. Look forward.
All right then.
So we appreciate you taking the time.
Yeah, and you take care. All right. Bye.
You.
So the cloaking Bigfoot, that's just so crazy that these things have this capability. Even though we kind of know, we think we know how they do it.
And that makes a lot of sense over there because they don't have near the land mass that we do here as far as woods and stuff go. I mean, they have pretty thick woods, but not like we do.
Right.
So I've heard that they have the cryptids over there, but now we know.
Yeah, that was a good encounter.
Yeah, it was. So if anybody else is over there listening in the UK and they haven't had any encounters of any kind, cryptid, alien, whatever, let us know.
Yeah. All right, my friend. It was good talking to you again.
Always.
All right. I will talk to you soon.
Right on. See ya.
Geico's motorcycle expertise gives me the coverage I need, like 24/7 claims. I'm on cloud 9.
Disclaimer, clouds are wholly unable to support the weight of an adult human.
What's happening?
Furthermore, clouds are not numbered. Even if you procured a jetpack and searched, you'd find no cloud numbered 9. However, at that altitude, you'd likely befriend a flock of migrating snow geese.
Geese?
Who'd encourage you to leave your 24/7 Geico motorcycle claims insurance behind, as they would take you in and even share their dinner of crickets and clovers with you.
Ew.
Geico assumes no liability for any indigestion that may occur from a clover cricket dinner. Geico, expertise for your motorcycle.